Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita, sloka number 13. तथा शंक च वैर्यश्च वनवानक गोमुख सहसैवभ्य अन्यञ्च शब्दस्तु मूलो भवात्. After that translation purport given, there's no purport on this. It's just translation. Translation is given by Divine Guru Yeshua Bhakti and Shamsula Prabhupada. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. We will also go through sloka number 14. Tata Shvetar Hayar Yukte Mahati Shandane Stito Bhadava Pandavas Chaiva Divya Shanko Pradadmatau. Translation purport given by Divine Guru Yeshua Bhakti and Shamsula Prabhupada. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. Purport. In contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Dev, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the other side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesam Pakshe Janardane. The sounding of transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of Pandavas. Victory is always with the persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there. Because goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated has been donated by Agni to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Omagyanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasarine Rushesha Sunyadi Pasyatya Satarine Panchakalpataru Sarvasindhya Vacha Patitanam Bhavanidyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Nipam Karoti Vachalam Pungam Vangayate Girim Nitkripa Tamam Vande Shri Gurun Dimatarinam. Hare Krishna. Sorry, dear devotees, I was in the middle of another assignment. So I was little late. 5 minutes. I hope all of you are doing good. Savita Mataji, Vinod Prabhu, Geeta Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. All good.
Hare Krishna. So nice to see Vinod Prabhu in video. Jai. If at all, if there is a chance, if you can switch on the video, that would be great. Anyone can switch on the video so that it will be very interactive, so that I'll also see all of you and go from there. I'll get a lot of inspiration to see you in person. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, dear devotees, we are all at different phases of our life. I just turned 40
Oh,
last
happy
September.
birthday.
Not today, last September.
Okay, it's a big milestone, yeah.
Happy birthday, Prabhuji, and
Yeah.
you looks like a great with the glasses in India. It looks like a scholar.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I cannot hear you. What's your name, SK iPhone, Prabhu?
I go with the Surinder Bhandari.
Bandari Prabhu. Yes, Surinder Prabhu. Yes,
You
please
looks,
tell.
Prabhuji, you looks like a great with the glasses in India. You looks like a scholar.
Hmm. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So, dear devotees, we are at different phases in our life. And we are all going through different phase gates of our life. We went to school, first grade, second grade, up until 10th grade. And then after that, we go to college. And then we either do engineering or medicine. And then eventually we get a job. Or before and after that, we come to US to do further studies or to work. And then after that, we get married. We also have kids. And that kids would also grow. They also do the same thing. They also go to the college. They also go to school, college. They also get a degree. But life is going on. Actually, I was thinking about this. Because dear devotees, if you see, do we ever talk to our school friends? For example, school friends, we have like 30 or 40 school friends. Do we ever talk to all of them? Do we know what they are doing now? We don't. Do we talk to our teachers who are there at the school? We don't know what's their destination. We don't know whether they're still alive or not. Do we remember the doctor or the hospital where we were born? We don't. Life just goes on. And then it is not just us are there in this world. Everyone are there in that world. Everyone is going through some journey. Dear devotees, if we closely observe these things, even though we don't aspire for that, we do that. That means we are kept in certain situations we don't want to do, but we do it. We feel that somebody is forcing us to do it. Someone is forcing us. What is that force? Who is doing it? Why are we kept in those situations? Arjuna also doesn't like to fight. Not just me, Arjuna also. He will express his heart in few shlokas. He also doesn't like to fight. He says, Arey yaar, I don't want to fight. I don't want this property. I don't want this, that. Do not want any of those things. And then he says that, no, I cannot do this. He also doesn't like this. So likewise, there are so many do's, so many don'ts from our side. If you come to Bhagavad Gita, if we learn through Guru Sadhu Shastra, there are so many do's, so many don'ts also here. Not just from our side, even from the side of Krishna, even from the side of Srila Prabhupada, there are so many do's and so many don'ts. Now, in between all of this, there is mind, which is always telling, do this, do this. But the Shastra is telling, don't do this, don't do this, or don't do that. But the mind is telling, do this, do this. There is intelligence also, which is staying. And what is that intelligence doing? That intelligence sometimes through his conviction, because intelligence also has conviction. Through that conviction, intelligence sometimes it is taking the side of the mind, or sometimes it is taking the side of Guru Sadhu Shastra. So, at which moment, what we have to select? This is $1 million question. Which one I need to select? Do I have to hear the mind? Do I have to hear my senses? Or do I have to hear Guru Sadhu Shastra? Which one to select? What do you think? Which one to select? Geeta Mataji, Ipsita Mataji. I remember Ipsita Mataji, when I first started speaking here, she was there on that call. And then since then, she was not there.
Yeah. The Guru Sadhu Shastra, third one.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yes. Guru Sadhu Shastra has to be taken. For this, what do we need to develop? We need to develop relationship with Guru Sadhu Shastra. Good relationship. Strong relationship. Just like we have relationship with our parents, whoever has relationship. For example, we all have good relationship with our parents when we were kids, right? So whatever parents are telling, we are doing it. We are aspiring to work on those lines. Whatever they say, we try to do that through that good relationship. So likewise, after that, we became independent. When the sadhaka becomes independent, at that time also he's taking relationship, but he's not taking the relationship of his superiors, but rather he's taking the relationship of his mind. The moment a relationship with Guru Sadhu Shastra, not Guru Sadhu Shastra didn't came yet. We had relationship with our parents, but then we became independent because we have grown up now. We became adults. We've grown up. Then at that moment, what are we taking the relationship? We are taking the relationship of our mind and intelligence. Right? We're taking the shelter of mind and intelligence. So that mind and intelligence, we don't know whether that is right or wrong because nobody is giving a confirmation. Very important, very interesting actually. No one is giving a confirmation that this is right or wrong. There's no clarity. We just do it. We generally follow the instructions of the college. and then follow their process, and then we study, we come out, and then we follow the instructions of our manager at office. We get a job through our education. We are following. If we see closely from our inception, from we came into our mother's womb, up until we leave this body, we are following someone or the other. Just think about this. It's interesting. Please think about this. Because we are never alone, actually. Never alone. Somebody or the other we are following. And then initially we will follow the manager. And then later on, through familiarity, this is what happens. Then the person becomes familiar and then he says, "Arey, this manager doesn't know anything." And that same manager who gave you job, later on we think that, "Arey, this person doesn't know anything." How is that coming? 2 years back, he gave you the job. He gave you an opportunity to get experience. Before that, you didn't have any experience. He gave you an opportunity to gain experience. And then after 2 years, we are telling, this manager doesn't know anything. From where it is coming? Earlier, the same person was actually kind of grateful for receiving that job. And then 2, 3 years down the line, he's saying, what is this? There's no salary hike. There's no this, there's no that. There's no this, there's no that. What is the change? Then he is becoming the controller. First, he was to be controlled. He accepted it, but he cannot accept it completely. Then later on, eventually, he wants to become. This is what? This is the transformed consciousness. Consciousness is there. True ego is what? True consciousness is what? That I am the servant of the Lord. But now what is that happening? I'm not servant of Krishna. I'm not servant of my spiritual master. But now I want to be the master. That is the transformed consciousness, dear devotees. Now again, eventually we see through. Then that person will be married. Family. So many things happening. Initially that relationship will be better. Will be good. But later down the line, both husband and wife, they become familiar to each other. And then they start exchanging the words. That is how this world is designed. Every person wants to control the other person. Duryodhana wants to control Pandavas. If Pandavas also want to control Duryodhana or Kauravas, things would have been different. But here, what are Pandavas doing? They are taking shelter of Krishna. That is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. He's telling, wherever there is Krishna, there is victory. See, it's again interesting thing. If we think about this further, dear devotees, wherever there is Krishna, there is victory. That means, if we take real shelter, complete shelter of Guru Sadhu Shastra, which Ipsita Mataji was also sharing. Yes, we need to take Guru Sadhu Shastra. When a sadhaka takes the shelter of Guru Sadhu and Shastra, then what happens is his conviction in the process increases. Then he tends to do everything in Krishna conscious. He is nothing else. No other motive, no other business. Why no other motive? Because his only motive is this. To be absolutely Krishna conscious. Wherever there is Krishna, there is victory means. That means we need to bring Krishna only when we hear the class. Please think about this. That means we are all hearing. This devotees, this Radha Seva Mataji, Shamrashka Mataji, Vinod Prabhu, Gita Mataji, devotees, right? We are all hearing. That means, do we have to take the association only when we hear, or do we have to take the association after that also? Is Arjuna remembering Lord only when he is having problems, or is he remembering the Lord during the fight? That means fighting is what? This is duty. That's his service. Is he remembering the Lord during the fight also? What is he doing? Having Krishna in our life will bring happiness and victory, joy to us means Krishna has to be there with us at every moment. Hare Krishna. Krishna has to be there with us at every moment. Antakale cha mameva swayam mukta kalevaram. Devotees tell me. Sometimes devotees share. Oh, at the time of death, I need to remember the Lord. That means, jab मैं ये देह त्यागता हूँ, at that moment I need to remember the Lord. Oh, antakale cha mameva is that? That means all through my life I don't have to remember the Lord. Is that the what? Is that what it is telling? No, it is not telling that. All through our life, we do our actions and activities for the pleasure of the Lord. This is a service. This is for whose pleasure? For the pleasure of the spiritual master. Why Shamaraska Mataji is doing this service? She wants to please her spiritual master through this service. She wants to please Krishna through this service. She wants to develop that deep relationship with them through this service. Because how a relationship is enhanced or developed with one spiritual master? Through service. This is a service. We come together, I speak or you speak, I hear or you hear, service. So we all need to have this attitude of what? Hearing is also a service. No, we cannot just say that, oh, I'm just hearing, I'm not doing. No, that is also great service. Shunnata Sakata Krishna, Punyashravana Kirtanam, Hridantasya Vadrani, Viduno Tisupurta Saha. Shunnata Swakata Krishna. What are we doing? We are hearing about what? Krishna. And then the glories of Krishna. And then the glories of our Acharyas, glories of Srila Prabhupada, glories of pure devotees, glories of the spiritual master. Adhera Charana Sena Bhattasane Vas Janama Hoye Abhilash. Narottam Das Thakur is telling Tadera Charana Seni Bhattasane Vas. I want to take the association of the pure devotees from the dust of their lotus feet. Tadera Charana Sena Bhaktasan. I want to serve them continuously through that attitude. Now, what is he telling? Janama Hoye Abhilash. She is not telling not this life. Life after life, I want to do that. That means what is he experiencing in this life? What is his personality experiencing? There should be some kind of happiness. There should be some kind of reciprocation. That's when he is confirming again and again that I want to do this again and again. Just like when we chant or finish our rounds, do we get experience that, oh, I need to finish 16 more rounds? Do we get this feeling that I need to chant more? Do we get this feeling that I need to chant my 16 rounds diligently for the pleasure of my spiritual master? Do we ever get this feeling? Yes, we need to ask for it. So when we hear, we can cultivate that desire. Shunnata Swakata Krishna. Hridantasya Abhadrani Vidunoti Sukrita Saha. So whatever abhadras, whatever problems are there in the heart, they are dissipated. What problems we will have? Raga, Krodha, Bhaya, Vita Raga, Bhaya, Krodha, Manmana, Mamupasitaha. Raga means attachment, Krodha, anger, Bhaya is fear. These are the anarthas which are there in the heart. But the moment when a sadhaka does Sannata Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana, when we hear continuously, diligently from the right source on a regular basis, then what happens? The anarthas in the heart is dissipated. Dear devotees, never ever be familiar with this process. We should never ever be familiar with this process. We should be grateful for this process. We've been given this greatest gift of becoming Krishna conscious. The moment we become familiar with any of these things, familiar with the names, familiar with the hearing process, familiar with the classes, then what happens? The essence is lost. Just like the person was familiar with the manager after a couple of years of staying with him. He's telling, Are, why this person is there? Are, that person only gave you job. Forget about anything else. He gave you job. He might not be a devotee. He gave you a job. Right? Cannot be familiar with anything in this world. We should always be grateful that, my dear Lord, you have given me this opportunity. Thank you for that. It is through your association or through your help I'm here. Thank you, my dear Lord. So likewise in this shloka, now coming back to the discussion which we began. What was the discussion? We grew, we went to college. And then eventually what happened, dear devotees? Somebody knocked on our door and then told, become a devotee, become Krishna conscious. Come, hear the classes. Develop relationship with Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Try to understand this truth more and more. Then what happens? Then the relationship with Guru, Sadhu, Shastra is established. If you are submissive to that instruction. Then what happens? Slowly, we will try to see our heart. Now I am developing relationship. Now the relationship has to be thickened also. How the relationship will be thickened with Guru, Sadhu and Shastra? When we hear attentively, when we hear regularly, when we come regularly, when you take the association regularly. Because they are devotees. Lot of devotees would ask, when I should be serious in the process of Krishna consciousness? When do you think I should become serious? When do you think that this is the day I should put my full efforts? Now let me ask this question to all of you. When do we think that we need to become serious in Krishna conscious? Ipsita Mataji, Radhaseva Mataji. When do we think that we should become serious in Krishna conscious? Who would say? Vinod Pro, would you like to tell? When do we think that we should become serious?
If you're doing something, you have to do seriously. You have to give your best efforts. Otherwise, what is the point? There are many other things to spend your time if you're not serious.
So when do we become serious? Today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
As soon as we
please
take
tell.
up this process, we should be serious.
Come again?
As soon as we take up this process, we should be serious.
Right. So we have taken that process. So today is the day. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. As soon as we take up this process, we should be serious. Now a question will come to our heart. Now we need to ask this question to ourselves. Okay, I have taken to this process 10 years back. Am I serious? Am I taking this diligently to my heart? Am I aspiring to develop pure consciousness? Do I really want to surrender? Do I really want to develop pure devotion in my heart? Do I really want to do this for the pleasure of the Lord? These are the questions for seriousness. Because, as why am I telling this is, now, let's say, for example, another practical example. Let's say somebody told us that we will live until 90 years. Somebody came to our home, they knocked the door, and then they told, Prabhu, you will live for 90 years. I'm just giving an example. Will somebody come and tell us like that? Nobody will tell us like that. That means, will somebody come and tell us that there is a guarantee in our life that we will live for 90 years? Nobody will tell us. That means if there is no date for us that when we will leave this body, if we have a date, then through that date, according to that date, we can see that, oh, this year I will become this year I will do this year I will surrender, this year I will take up this process like this year I will do like this year I will come to the platform of pure devotion, this year I will develop pure consciousness. That will not happen because we don't know the date. That is the tricky thing. Krishna is tricky. He is keeping us in that situation so that the urgency in our consciousness is developed pretty soon, faster, more and more. The moment urgency begins in sadhaka's life, dear devotees, do we ever see finding faults in others? We will never find faults in others. We will never complain because we are thinking about ourselves, right? अरे यार मेरा ही कुछ काम का नहीं है. अरे I myself am not in that particular state. How can I judge the other person? Did someone give any assurance to us that we will be going home back to Godhead? No. We have a process. If one follows the process diligently, then he will go to the spiritual world. But nobody is guaranteeing us that the moment you get initiated, you'll come back to Godhead. No. It's a process. We came into that process. It begins. Now, a sadhaka comes to the platform of what Arjuna is coming, then there is a hope. So what is Arjuna coming here, devotees, and then what association is taking? He is taking association of the Lord. What are Pandavas taking? Pandavas are taking the association of the Lord. And then through that association, what is happening? Prabhupada is mentioning that the moment sadhaka takes association of the Lord, he is victorious. Hare Krishna. He is victorious. So dear devotees, we should all aspire to develop good consciousness. We should all aspire for that. Krishna consciousness is meant for that. We develop good conviction in the process, develop good consciousness. Because it is only through this consciousness, dear devotees, Krishna will be pleased. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavaram jara. Tata deha antara praptir dhirastatranam yata. We grow, we come to childhood, we become an adult, we do our actions, we become old, we dwindle, and then eventually we leave the body. But the consciousness is we are not leaving the consciousness, we are just leaving this body. We don't have to worry or lament, dear devotees, if this body is becoming weak. We don't have to be dejected that if we are becoming weak and then cannot do our activities. We don't have to worry that. What we have to worry is we have to worry about our consciousness. Because if this consciousness is corrected, dear devotees, there's an every chance of getting a better life. Or if we have done Krishna consciousness completely, then there is a chance of going home back to Godhead. That is the aspiration which we need to aspire in this world. Krishna is telling Arjuna also, Arjuna, do not lament. Because Arjuna has been kept in that situation to kill his family members. So do why Krishna is speaking in those lines. He is telling that this body is meant to be there, but this body is also meant to be distracted. If the body is there, if the body doesn't there, the body is running only through this consciousness. When the soul is not there, then this body is no longer useful. For example, if I am raising my hand like this, and then I can put my hand down like this. Why? Because there is a soul present in my heart. There is a consciousness which is driving. Through this consciousness, the body is live, active. But if the consciousness is not there, if the soul is not there, that means this body is no use actually. Srila Prabhupada, our beloved founder Acharya, he was completely aloof from this bodily conception of life. Completely. Just imagine at the age of 70, going to a country, unknown place. He has no family members there. He has no sons, daughters who will come to the airport, pick him up at the airport and take him home. He's not going to a big mansion or a big single family home. He's not. He's not going there. He's not going there, but rather what is he doing? He's taking some shelter which he doesn't know. He's going to a person's home which he doesn't know. He has no idea. He went to Butler, Pennsylvania. He has no idea how that home is, where he will live, where he will cook. He has no idea. Still, he took all the troubles. Even in the Jaladuta, he had no idea what he will eat. Sumati Maraji says she would keep all those things. She would ensure that there are enough vegetables for him. It was very difficult. He had 2 heart attacks just within few days of his journey. The moment the heart attack was there, he was not telling, no, let me go back. My dear Lord, what is this? You have kept me in a difficult situation. Let me go back. He's not thinking like that. He's praying. He's telling some shape or form, let me serve my spiritual master. He's praying to Krishna, but please give me strength so that I can serve my spiritual master. Because this is my spiritual master's desire to go to West and then preach this message of Krishna consciousness. There's no tinge He's not worried what's going to happen to me. Just imagine a person at that age, what consciousness is developed all through his life. All through his life, he was Krishna conscious. Completely, he was trying to please his spiritual master. That was his motive. Now we are reading these books. Do you know how much struggle Srila Prabhupada has taken to print one book? To print first 3 volumes of Bhagavatam in India. He had no penny. He goes to Gwalior. He travels 5 hours. He goes to Gwalior to meet a person called Hanuman Prasad Poddar. He gives him 4,000 rupees at that time to print. He was so happy, elated. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, Hanuman Das Poddar ji was in Calcutta or in Gwalior?
I think he was in Gwalior.
I think he's the one who did Gita Press, right?
I don't know the detail. I think those details were not given.
No, but Hanuman Das Poddar is a very big name. Gita Press is very big printing house, and
Okay.
I know him from that point. I never knew his connection with Prabhupada. This is first time I'm hearing from you.
Right. It is there in Leelamrita. It is there in the introduction section. Swarup Goswami Maharaj doesn't give much details about him, but he tells he is the one who gave Srila Prabhupada 4,000 rupees, which Srila Prabhupada used to print 3 sets, 3 volumes. Srila Prabhupada printed 3 volumes of Bhagavatam. That was his life and soul. Just imagine at that age how much austerities he has to print, he has to proofread, he has to take care that every written line is correct. And then again, if there are any corrections, he has to do. He has to buy the paper also. There's so many things which he did, so many details actually. The moment I hear all these details, every line, dear devotees, when we hear or when we read from the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, it gives a lot of hope and scope for us to progress in Krishna consciousness. I always feel that this life has to be given to them for their pleasure. They're so selfless. Why Srila Prabhupada wrote all these books? For whom? For us. He wanted all of us to become Krishna conscious, to take up this process diligently. When we know about the glories of this person, do we ever go and then become non-serious and check out YouTube and then watch all those videos, watch cinema in the YouTube, or go to cinema hall? Do we do that? If we think about this personality, do we do that? If we think about how much troubles he has taken, do we do that? We don't. If you think about how much selfless he was, we don't. We would never aspire doing any of those things, which is non-congenial to Krishna consciousness. And we would do anything for the pleasure of the Lord. We would do anything for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Because if he is pleased, Yasya Prasadat, Bhagavad Prasado, Yasya Aprasadat, Nagati Kutoku. Just give me a couple of minutes, Prabhu. We will. So, when this thing is manifested in our heart, dear devotees, we will simply see service. We will never see anything else in this world. We will see opportunities to serve our spiritual master, to serve Krishna. Because that is only giving you happiness to the heart. Nothing else will give happiness to the heart. Just meditate on the glories of the Acharyas. Meditate on this pastimes. Do chant Hare Krishna diligently. And then follow 4 regulative principles diligently. And then do follow 4 regulative principles for their pleasure, not for our pleasure. And then never proclaim that we are a devotee. We are aspiring devotees. Devotee means a pure devotee. Devotee means when a devotee chants, hair will stand on the end. When he chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The hair is not standing on the end. That means we need to understand we are not yet there. And we cannot proclaim that we are devotees. I see so many times devotees telling, oh, I'm initiated now. Now I'm a devotee. Who told that you are a devotee? No. We are aspiring devotees. That we can tell. I'm not a devotee. And this should come from the heart. In the heart, we say ourselves as devotee. Externally, we shouldn't say that I'm an aspiring devotee. Both heart and inside and outside, it should have same consciousness. This we need to cultivate. And the moment we see what Srila Prabhupada has done, we will never feel that we are devotee. The moment we see when our spiritual master and our superiors are doing what services they are doing, we will never feel that we are a devotee. We will never feel that we are a devotee. That should become our life from soul. Here, in this particular sloka, sloka number 14, victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. They are devotees. Victory is or if we follow Krishna consciousness, that is victory. Victory against the material nature. Follow diligently. No matter if the body is giving trouble, simply accept them. Think that Srila Prabhupada has accepted all the troubles of the body. Let me also accept, because now the body is becoming old. We should simply accept that. Prabhupada has taken so much trouble. Let me also take. Let me also take these troubles, because this body has to go through troubles. Let me accept those troubles. But let me be diligently Krishna conscious. Let me become serious. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there. Because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune, is always there with Krishna. She is never alone. Wherever there is Krishna, there is goddess of fortune also. That means if anything happened to us, we don't have to be dejected. Krishna is there with us. We should be happy simply accepting those situations. If we are diseased, we don't have to worry. We should simply accept them. Krishna, I will accept this because this body is meant for that. One day this body has to be deteriorated. And we will be there, dear devotees, because our consciousness is there. We are not this body, we are that consciousness. Powerful spirit soul. Part and parcel of the Lord. We are that. For example, even though, for example, even though we have, we have 60 years, it doesn't matter. Body is giving troubles, that doesn't matter. Accepting them, moving forward. Accepting them, developing good consciousness, moving forward. Just imagine at the age of 69, he wrote three volumes. He compiled 3 volumes. Then through the 3 volumes, he would take 200 sets of those 3 volumes. Then he travels to US. Even to traveling to US was also very difficult. Nobody is allowing him to travel to US. Finally, somehow Sumati Morarji, she would allow him to go. She would also reject so many times. Just imagine, I will give another synopsis and then I will conclude here. One thing I'll tell. Srila Prabhupada, after he concluded those 3 volumes, and then his printing was finalized, he gets an opportunity. He gets a person, Gopal. Sally Agarwal's husband, Gopal Agarwal. His father knows Srila Prabhupada. And then he says, my son will sponsor you. After getting that sponsor, then he goes to Sumati Morarji Deshmukh. And then she tells him directly that Swamiji, you will die if you go to America. Just imagine the person of that caliber hearing those words. And then she would also tell Srila Prabhupada, do you know what my secretariat is speaking about you? And Swamiji says, what is he speaking about? And he is also telling that you will die. So don't go to America. Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. They are trying to put that thing, fear manifestation into his heart. But see his conviction on the process. He's laughing very nicely. And then he's convinced that no. Don't think like that. I will be all right. Just send me. Just see his conviction in the process. This is pure devotion, dear devotees. That means if anything happens in our life, simply accept it as a blessing of the Lord, move forward. And continue this process of Krishna consciousness diligently. That is what we need to aspire. Hare Krishna. Yes, Vinod Bro, you're saying something?
Yeah, Prabhuji, you said this interaction session, so I thought just take liberty. And I have a lot of questions going on in my head. More I read,
Please tell.
more questions comes, right? So one big question is like, what is this as it is? When Prabhupada said Bhagavad Gita as it is, everybody will say as it is, right?
Yes. As it is means it is coming as it is from our Guru Parampara. Krishna gave these instructions. If you see page in Bhagavad Gita, there's a Guru Parampara page.
Now,
That how these
Prabhuji,
instructions.
Prabhuji, the Chinmay Mission, many other institutions, Ramakrishna Mission, all have done on this Bhagavad Gita. And everybody says the same text, same thing. Whatever originally somebody put it on paper,
Correct.
I'm just saying as it is. So how we can say this is as it is and other is not as it is?
Very nice. So, thank you for that question. So, Prabhu, we are not putting anyone down. We don't have any enmity towards others. But one thing is for sure. Anyone who writes Bhagavad Gita, it will fall under three categories. They will present this in three categories. What is these three categories? Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman, Paramatma. If Ramakrishna Mission, they fall under Brahman category. Some other, they fall under Paramatma category. But our Srila Prabhupada, this is under Bhagavan category. Complete. Brahman, Paramatma is a partial representation of the Lord. The Bhagavan manifestation, which is there, which the Lord is sitting in Golokadam, this is complete manifestation. This complete manifestation is what? This comes through devotion. It is Purna. That's why if you actually see, I'll tell the difference between Bhagavad Gita as it is and the other scriptures. Even though the same shlokas are there, even though they also have 700 shlokas. But if we closely observe the text over there, they say, this is my perspective. This is my understanding. But when we hear from Srila Prabhupada, when we hear the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, it is very clear that Prabhupada would never say that this is my opinion. Prabhupada would always say, this is how Krishna is presenting. Prabhupada would always say, this is how my spiritual master is presenting. This is called as disciplic succession. If we actually see, our Guru Parampara is coming from Krishna. But the other schools, if you go to the school of Ramakrishna, the Guru Parampara doesn't come from Krishna. It comes from Shankaracharya. But why Shankaracharya also? I don't know whether Ramakrishna Mission comes from Shankaracharya or not, but they follow the principles of Advaita. the school of Advaita. What is that school of Advaita? The principles of impersonalism. In second shloka, Krishna actually confirms that why the principles of Advaita is a failure. Right before Dehinoshmin Yata Dehe, Krishna speaks another shloka. He says to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you are there in the past, I am there in the past. You are there in the present, I am there in the present. You will be there in the future, I will be there in the future. But all these kings, they are also there in the past, present, and future. But neither of them, they know or they remember the past, present, and future. So do us. We also do not remember our past, present, and future. We do remember the present, but we don't remember the future because we cannot understand what's going to happen to us in future. And we don't remember what happened to us in the past. But Krishna is telling you don't remember, but I remember. The impersonal philosophy is against this. If they're teaching something, they cannot be against what Krishna has spoken. Prabhupada says that this is a break for impersonal. What they say in impersonalism? Okay, you, I exist now, but the moment we leave this body, we all merge into impersonalism. We all merge into the Brahman effulgence. But Krishna is telling, no, we will not merge. We will be there also. We have the existence there also. Because that Brahman is also Lord's energy. That Paramatma is also the expansion of the Lord. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabdeya. And Prabhupada says that this is where the principles of impersonalism do fail. That means, technically they are presenting the Gita, but the way they are presenting is different because they propagate the impersonalism. But our Gita is propagated from a personal side. So the propagation which they are doing, is it incorrect? Or our propagation is only that is correct? That is incorrect when we see from our perspective. But that is also one way of understanding the Lord. For example, I'll give another example so that you can understand this. For example, if there are 3 students, one student is in 2nd grade, one student is in 5th grade, one student is in 8th grade. 8th grade, and all 3 of them are toppers. 2nd grade, 5th grade, and 8th grade. But even though 2nd grade is topper, he doesn't know what is happening in the 8th grade. Even though 5th grade is topper, he doesn't know what is happening in the 8th grade. So likewise, the school of impersonalism is propagating one way of approaching the law. The school of personalism is propagating another way of approaching the law. The person who is following the personalism, which is worshipping the Lord through a relationship, that means the Lord is a person, he is a form. In Golaka, Lord is not energy. In Golaka, you will see Lord as a person. Bhagavatam explains. Lord is a person, and then we will be associating with him as a person. We all have a relationship with him as a person. But in the impersonalism school, there is no person. Lord is shown as just as an energy. It's all white. What do? They go and then they stay there. That's it. So that is a difference. So every school is different. That means in our school, everything is there. Once we come to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, once we come to the teachings of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, which is where our organization is. Once when we come here, then we will understand what is impersonalism, what is Paramatma realization, and what is Bhagavan realization. Then through that, then we understand that, oh, this Bhagavan realization is a complete, because This is my desire to worship the Lord in a personal form. Because through this personal form, I have a relationship with the Lord. Through the relationship, I get unlimited happiness. Far more happiness than what happiness impersonalism do get through the Brahman realization. That is only a subset of the complete happiness. That's why Srila Prabhupada says, come to the platform. Come to the platform of personalism. That's why Srila Prabhupada, that is the reason why Srila Prabhupada says this Bhagavad Gita is as it is. Because all the acharyas have followed the same process. Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Lord Chaitanya, all the acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and his spiritual master, they all followed this science. They all realized the personal form of the Lord. And they went back home and served the Lord eternally. Now it all depends on the desire. Makes sense, Vinod Prabhu?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. There are many other things. I don't want to take everybody's time, but one more thing is like, what is Jeev? What is Atma? What is Jeevatma? Are the Jeev and Atma same?
Yeah,
Hare
both are
Krishna,
same. Jiva.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry. Let me. I just wanted to uh, question. I have a question regarding the previous. Before you move on to this topic of Jivatma, is that in Ramakrishna Mission they do talk about Brahman for sure, but they also they do talk about Advaita, but they also have Bhakti Yoga. They follow all the 4 yogas, and Bhakti Yoga means dualism. So there is they do say we are in the Lord, but we are not the Lord. The small bird, the and the lower bird and the upper bird. I think you know that example. So yes, they do encompass bhakti and dualism, but they also, like Lord Ramakrishna, as they say, Thakur, he has definitely said Bhakti Yoga is the easiest yoga, and Bhakti Yoga cannot exist unless there's dualism. That is my, maybe I'm confused. If you can enlighten me on that, Prabhuji.
So, yeah, because in 700 slokas, Bhakti Yoga chapter is also there. That's why they speak about that. But the essence is, what they say is, the essence of their teaching is impersonalism. That means, after you leave this body, you go into an impersonal Brahman and then stay there without any personal relationship with the Lord. Even the Bhakti Yoga, they do this for this reason. For example, I'll give another easy way so that you can understand. Let's say a mother has a problem. That means this child is not studying. She wants her child to study. And for that, she is going to different places. She goes to a doctor to see that is there any problem. She goes to a teacher stating that what can be done so that my son can become a better student. She goes to a temple. She prays. If we see in all these 3 scenarios, she is going to different places, but her core desire is one. What is the core desire? What is the core desire, Gita Mataji?
To see that her child is,
Correct.
yeah.
To see that her child becomes well educated. For that, she is approaching various people. So likewise, the school of Ramakrishna Mission is what? Is to propagate impersonalism. And for that, they might follow everything. But what is the core? This is the core. Making sense, Amma?
Yeah, but Prabhuji, Ramakrishna Mission, I don't want to go too much because I do agree with what you're saying. However, they do say God is with form or without form. However you want to see him, he exists in every way that you feel comfortable. With form, without form. It's not just light. Even with him, I mean, if you, in whichever form you want to see the Lord, he is there for you. Hello, Prabhuji, are you there?
Prabhuji, you are not audible.
No, Prabhuji disconnected. Let me
Yeah.
call him.
Actually, let this question go, I think. Yeah.
No, Mataji, that's fine.
Hey, yesterday was no class, no chanting. I was calling, nobody was there. Right?
We had a class yesterday, Prabhuji.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Maybe I was on a wrong link or something. No.
Oh.
Chanting
Yesterday
was there.
we had with the Prabhuji from Bombay. What's his name? Girdhari Prabhuji. Yeah.
Ram Girdhari Prabhu Mataji.
Ram Girdhari Prabhuji. Yeah.
We
And
had a class.
chanting was there. I was just from 5:30 to 6:30. I was on call. Nobody.
Yes, Prabhuji. Me and Shamarasika were not there because Shamarasika came from New Orleans from that event of book distribution. It was like almost 2:45 we reached home.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was just two almost early morning, so
oh yeah, I understand now. But I was just wondering what happened.
yeah. But later on the class started. And,
Okay. Then I was in the office, so
Mhm.
I couldn't. First of all, I did not know that something class is going to start, and then I was in office, so I said okay. But I was just wondering what happened. Did I anything?
No.
Because so far my experience is very, very much punctual. I mean,
Yeah, I saw you connected, but later on I think you went to office. Yeah.
yeah. And thank you for all this. What you provide.
Yes. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Okay.
Mm.
We're just trying to practice what Srila Prabhupada taught us.
And I was telling him, Mataji, that we changing it. We now start working every day, so I had to start early. But still, whatever chanting I can do in Zoom, it's better than doing alone.
Very nice of you. I know yours most of the time starting.
Hare Krishna.
Correct.
Hare
Prabhuji, you are not audible after the
Yeah,
question.
I was disconnected.
Mataji.
You can hear me okay now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, you're saying something, Gita Mataji?
No, I was basically, I don't want to make this because what
Yeah,
Srila
but
Prabhupada says is fine. And the only thing I was saying was that in Ramakrishna Mission, they do say that you can see Lord if you want to see him with form, he's there. If you want to see him without form, he's there. If,
yeah,
whichever way you want to see the Lord, he's there. I mean, they don't just say he's light or, So it's okay, Prabhuji. Every, order is different. That's perfectly okay.
so basically our school of education is the school of bhakti,
Yes.
where we aspire to see the Lord in a personal form and then serve him
Right.
through whatever relationship we have with the Lord. Because we all have a sabhava, we all have an eternal relationship with the Lord. For that to happen, we need to come to the platform of pure devotion. That is a whole process which we are discussing.
Right.
Every discussion
So,
which we are doing for that aspiration.
right. Right, Prabhuji. But only my thing is that I totally I think, and it's one bhakti yoga is most people I think have this sanskar where out of the 4 yogas, bhakti yoga is most if it's all your emotions come and it's easy, and if you see the other yogas like Gyan Yoga and Raj Yoga, very difficult. But I am my only question coming out of this Bhakti Yoga when you said is that I've seen that in ISKCON we do not emphasize a lot on Karma Yoga, right? Am I correct?
But
See,
my
Karma,
original question was different.
Yeah.
see
We
now
should
we
discuss them
are
in different
bringing up other
direction.
aspect. But Karma Yoga means yoga, Mataji, any yoga which is connected to Krishna, that anything which connects to Krishna, that is yoga. If you do an action which is connected to Krishna, that becomes Karma Yoga. For example, if you are working, let's say you are going and then working at the office, and then the results you are giving to the Lord, that becomes Karma Yoga.
Correct.
So anything, an action which you do, let's say you are cooking, or let's say you are doing something. If you are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord, you are doing an action, that becomes Karma Yoga.
Right. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
So
Krishna.
they all lead to pure devotion. Because through that endeavor, we are remembering the Lord.
Right.
Through that karma yoga, through that karma, it's an action. Through that endeavor, we are remembering the Lord. That is the whole point.
Right.
So currently, we don't do completely with pure devotion, but we should aspire for that pure devotion. Anya abhilashita shunya. That means without any motive, without any endeavor. The sadhaka comes to that platform, then that is the best. And then not just coming to that platform, he goes deep, he goes deep.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That is a process. And that's why we stress more on relationships. Because it is only through that relationship we get that mercy and flow. And coming to Vinod Prabhu's point, Jiva and Atma.
And Jivatma.
Jivatma. Both Jivatma is what, Prabhuji? This is this body, this is Dehatma. This is Deha. This is Deha. Jiva, where is the Jiva residing? The Jiva is residing in the heart. Very small. That is the soul.
या
Which
प्रभु जी वो
drives through
बहुत
the subtle
बहुत
body.
क्वेश्चन उठाते हैं जब जब हमारा हृदय परिवर्तन होता है तो फिर हमारी आत्मा किधर किधर जाती है वो
फिर से बोलिए आपका क्वेश्चन हिंदी में.
नहीं वो सब गड़बड़ दिमाग में ऐसे लगता है ना ये तीन चीजें एक तो जो मैं कल वो पढ़ रहा था गीता में ही 24वां श्लोक है दूसरे अध्याय का पहले आत्मा बोलते हैं फिर बाद में जीव जीव बोलने लगते हैं भगवान तो मेरे को लगा कि आत्मा से जीव कैसे हो गया फिर ये दूसरा एक तो बदला कैसे और फिर जब आपने बोला हृदय में रहती है तो फिर जब हृदय परिवर्तन होता है तो वो कहाँ जाती है वो सब थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन रहता है मेरे को
Prabhuji, it is simple. The soul, which is sitting in the heart, this soul has two bodies. One is subtle body, other is gross body. The body which we are seeing right now, I have a male body. Gita Mataji has a female body. Vinod Prabhu, you have a male body. This is gross, which we see. This is a gross body. And then we have a subtle body, which comprises of, which we discussed in the class today, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Mind, intelligence, and ego, right? And whatever consciousness, and then this soul, this subtle body, along with the soul, it has a property called consciousness. This consciousness is actually driving us. That's what Srila Prabhupada says, transform your consciousness to Krishna consciousness, so that the soul will get other higher opportunities, cultivate that desires, develop those deep convictions in the heart, right? So this subtle body is actually driving us. So the moment the soul leaves this body, that means gross body gaya, subtle body rahega. वो subtle body आप किया तो यमराज will come and pull that subtle body. वो निकालेगा यमराज subtle body को. He will remove the subtle body and then he will take us to the next destination. Before he takes us to the next destination, he will take us to Yamaraj. And once the hearing is done, once our necessary, whatever we need to repent for our sufferings, for our mischievous things which we have done, we suffer to that. And then after that, that subtle body, the same subtle body which is there, that can experience the pain in the Yamalok. It's a body, it's a consciousness. Consciousness will never die. The consciousness is there. Through that consciousness, it goes, suffers there for some time, repent, And then after that, it goes to his next destination. Wherever that next destination is. If he's supposed to go to a human body, again he'll go to a human body. If he's supposed to go to a dog body, based on his actions, he will decide that you'll be going to this destination.
नहीं,
And then
ओरिजिनल
once he
क्वेश्चन
goes,
प्रभु जी, मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना,
yes,
जैसे पहले चैप्टर में आत्मा बोलते हैं भगवान, फिर आत्मा चलता, फिर 12वें चैप्टर जो आता है 24 में फिर जीव बोलने लगते हैं, तो जीव और आत्मा एक ही चीज है क्या?
जीव आत्मा दोनों एक ही है.
ओके, और जीव
What
आत्मा
is
भी
that?
एक ही है, तीनों वर्ड
एक
एक
ही
ही
है.
है ये.
जीवा आत्मा एक ही है. जीव आत्मा वो एक वर्ड ही है. It's not two words. We the jiva, we don't say that the Vinod Prabhu jiva ही है. No. Vinod Prabhu is only for this body. We have been named for our bodies. But जो जीवात्मा है ना, वो eternal है. That will remain continuously. It will not just stay here. It will stay there continuously. That जीवात्मा वो वेल के शरीर में भी जाएगा. That same जीवात्मा another human body के शरीर में भी जाएगा. Same जीवात्मा. And through this jivatma, this jiva is kept. This is his jivatma. Let's say this is jivatma. This jivatma is surrounded with his subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. एक कवर है. अभी मैं इसमें लगाया ये फोन को. फोन इधर है ना? You can see the phone. You can see the watch, right? अभी मैं इसमें लगा दिया. बॉक्स में है. This box is mind, intelligence, and false ego. Within this जीवात्मा है. जीवात्मा के बाजू में ही परमात्मा है. ये बॉक्स में ही है परमात्मा है. परमात्मा is also there next to the जीवात्मा.
परम तो महान हो गया ना फिर.
परमात्मा is the Lord himself.
हाँ,
who's
तो
sitting
महान
right
आत्मा
next
होगी
to
ना.
us.
परम मीन्स महान, राइट? महान आत्मा.
हाँ, परमात्मा is a super soul.
हाँ, तो जब
We are
हम
normal souls.
जब हमारा मोक्ष होता है तो हम हमारी आत्मा परमात्मा से मिलती है.
हाँ, yes, ये मूवीज में दिखाते हैं ना, इसलिए we have this understanding. मूवीज में क्या दिखाते हैं? ऐसे ही दिखाते हैं ना, जो आत्मा है वो परमात्मा में लीन होती है.
हाँ.
This is one level of realization, Prabhuji.
हाँ.
This is one school of understanding. Our school of devotion, what happens is, जो परमात्मा है, जो आत्मा है ना, वो ये आत्मा स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड को जाता है. स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में आत्मा को he will get another body, spiritual body. And with that spiritual body वो भगवान में लीन में होता है, मगर भगवान को सेवा करता है.
तो उसको मोक्ष बोलते हैं.
हाँ, वो मोक्ष बोले तो सी लिबरेशन. प्रभु जी, लिबरेशन इज अनदर टर्म which is जब लीन होते हैं. दिस इज द इम्पर्सनल लिबरेशन. we discussed about that, right? ब्रह्मन रियलाइजेशन. वो लाइट में जाते हैं. You go and merge in that light. अब बोले ना मर्ज होते हैं. That is liberation. But if you actually see, that liberation is also not complete. This is very. अभी जो हम भगवान धाम जाते हैं ना प्रभु जी, that is eternal. Even भगवान धाम जाने के बाद भी still हमें independence लगेगा. We will still have independence to serve there.
Golak Dham.
We serve there. That's how it is. What is liberation? To be free from all these inebrities. That is liberation. Making sense, Vinod Prabhu?
क्या
There are
हो रहा
three
है ना,
schools
मैं
again.
जितना पढ़ रहा हूँ मेरे को और क्वेश्चन उठते जा रहे हैं.
That's good. Prabhu, what you can do is you can write all those questions.
Yeah, I'm writing all these things. That's what I sit down with
And
the
you
notebook,
can
That's why I put the face to face,
you can send me to my phone. Or else I can take some time and
क्योंकि
then I can give
एक
you a
तरफ तो
call.
हम पढ़ते हैं उसमें लिखा है कि ना आत्मा जलती है ना मरती है ना उसका
Correct.
कुछ होता है ना स्वरूप बदलता है, कुछ नहीं
Correct.
होता। फिर एक ये भी आता है कि आत्मा परमात्मा से मिल जाती है, फिर हमें मोक्ष मिल जाता है।
नहीं 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 नहीं, हमारे स्कूल
सारी
में
कुछ
ऐसे बोलते हैं।
कंफ्यूजन हो जाता फिर मेरे को।
वो दूसरा स्कूल का है।
हाँ, और फिर ये कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है कि कहते हैं कि आत्मा हृदय में रहती है, और फिर ये भी है कि हम किसी का हृदय निकाल के आपके हृदय में लगा देते हैं, तो
वो
फिर वो
फिर
हृदय
हृदय,
किसका,
वो
आत्मा किसकी
हृदय
आई
से,
और किसके कर्म आए,
वो
वो सब।
हृदय, the heart when you remove, that is a physical thing, but the atma is a subtle thing. We cannot touch that unless and until atma's time is there. It will stay in the body. Even though if you remove the heart, you are removing the physical heart, Prabhu. We are not removing the subtle presence of the soul. Soul उधर ही रहेगा, because subtle है ना. Subtle
और
means I cannot see,
और
I
हमारे जो
cannot perceive.
कर्म है, कर्म जो जिसके हिसाब से हमारा लेखा जोखा होता है, वो
हाँ
आत्मा के अंदर रहते हैं। कर्म कहाँ, कहीं कहीं तो स्टोर होते होंगे ना, हमारी एक्टिविटीज कहीं।
हाँ, कर्म दे आर स्टोर्ड। यमदूत है ना, वो चेक करते हैं हमारा मेटीरियल नेचर है ना, वो चेक करती है हमारा कर्म। और देवी देवते हैं ना, वो चेक करते हैं हमारा कर्म। The whatever we do, whatever actions we do, they take care of all those actions. जैसे यम लोग जाते हैं ना, चित्रगुप्त लिख के देते हैं, ओ दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव डन, ये पूरा किया है। Actually, people who are about to leave the body, they show the entire cinema of their life.
तो कहीं वो क्लाउड पे स्टोर हो रहे हैं ना कहीं।
हाँ, हमारा टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत थोड़ा है, उनका टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत बड़ा है। Every person's record is stored. Not just this life, previous life, next life, everything is stored.
राइट।
All our karmic reactions are stored. अभी जो भक्ति करते हैं ना, वो पूरा 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 डिलीट होता है। बैड कर्म पूरा डिलीट होता है।
और राइट अवे क्रेडिट एंड डेबिट चल रहा है,
हाँ हाँ, डिलीट होता है
रियल
पूरा।
टाइम।
हाँ, जितना सिंसियरली करते हो उतना सिंसियरली डिलीट होता है। इसलिए बोलते हैं ना, अच्छा करना है, अच्छा करना है, भक्ति अच्छा करना है। If you don't do it, then it will stay there. It's a big baggage which we have. Just imagine millions of lifetimes हम किए हैं। आहार निद्रा भयम मैथुनम च, millions of lifetimes we did। मैं कितना
तो
बैगेज लेके आया।
इस लाइफ में भी करा, अब थोड़ा बहुत बची हुई लाइफ है,
हाँ, इस
और वो भी
लाइफ में भी
पता नहीं
करा।
कितनी कितनी हेल्दी रहेगी कितनी नहीं रहेगी, वो तो बहुत थोड़ा सा
हाँ,
टाइम बचा है।
यस। मगर प्योर डिवोशन करे तो पूरा जाता है ब्रो जी। एवरीथिंग इज गॉन। That is the greatness of this process. That's why we should be indebted to Srila Prabhupada so much. We should be indebted to our spiritual master so much. Because वरना हम इधर से निकलने वाले नहीं है, छूटने वाला नहीं है ये। फिर आएंगे, फिर आएंगे, फिर आएंगे, क्योंकि हम पूरा कनेक्ट अटैचमेंट है ना इधर भौतिक संसार में, बहुत अटैचमेंट है। नेम फेम प्रॉफिट अडोरेशन, फिर आएंगे उसके लिए। बच्चे के ऊपर अटैचमेंट है, बच्चों को वो देना है, ये देना है, बच्चों को वो देना है, वो खिलाना है, ये खिलाना है, वो प्रॉपर्टी देना है, ये प्रॉपर्टी देना है, फिर आएंगे उसके लिए। फिर वी नीड टू कम, फिर वी नीड टू डू रिपीट द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन। ये पूरा छोड़ना है ब्रो। दिस इज व्हाट वी नीड टू एस्पायर। सब भगवान के आनंद के लिए करना है। मैं तो निकलने वाला नहीं है इधर से। शुद्ध भक्ति के ऊपर वी शुड मार्च टू दैट। वी शुड कम टू द प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ प्योर डिवोशन। प्योर डिवोशन के प्लेटफॉर्म में आया तो क्या होता है, ये पूरा बर्न होता है प्रभु। दिस इज ड्राई ग्रास। हम डिस्कस किया ना, वेट ग्रास, ड्राई ग्रास। दिस इज ड्राई ग्रास। अभी ड्राई ग्रास इट इजीली कनेक्ट्स टू फायर, एवरीथिंग इज बर्न्ट अवे। अरे भक्ति करे तो लिबरेशन इज लाइक, लिबरेशन इज ऑन द डोर स्टेप प्रभु। लिबरेशन इज ओनली एंट्री। प्योर डिवोशन इज एसेंस, pure relationship with Krishna without any tinge. without any tinge of our endeavor in this world. Completely pure relationship with the Lord. That we can develop here in Maryland, we can develop through the process of hearing, Shravana. Very scientific process, Prabhu. The liberation which you are talking, impersonalism, that is impersonalism. जो मर्ज होते हैं ना, that is impersonalism. परमात्मा में मर्ज होते हैं, that is also, there is no reciprocation with Paramatma, there is no personal relationship. That is also impersonal school. Meditate on him, meditate on Paramatma and merge on him. That is one way of liberation. But that will also not give full satisfaction. That is also not full. Just like second grader, fifth grader, eighth grader, even though they are first in all three grades, eighth grader knows far better than second grader and fifth grader. That means he has been through the subjects of second grader and fifth grade. Then he came to eighth grade. The school of Bhakti, the school of Bhakti, which teaches us Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propagated. Simultaneously one and different. That means simultaneously we have a relationship with the Lord. We are also unique. We are also different from the Lord. We have a relationship with the Lord, but we are unique. We have our own identity. We will never lose our identity. This is a school of devotion. Because, for example, Prabhu, अभी identity lose किया तो हम सर्विस कैसे करते हैं प्रभु? Common sense है ना? If I lose my identity, how will I serve the Lord? हमारा identity भी रहेगा. We will have our identity. And through our identity, we will serve the Lord. Because हमें भी एक seat देना है ना. For example, if you want to make garland to Krishna, or if you want to make garland to Srimati Radharani, or if you want to give an apple to Krishna, हमें हमारा identity रहेगा ना. If I am not there, then how will I give apple to Krishna? Right? So in the spiritual world, every living entity has its own identity through one's relationship with the Lord. And liberation is, I'm not talking about liberation. Liberation is just a mere entry. Talking about pure devotion with the Lord. And that we can perceive here before even going to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is it okay, Vinod Prabhu, or I confused you?
Oh, it will take time. It's not easy है ना. और जितना ज्यादा
Yes,
तो
yes.
सभी बोलते हैं कि जितना ज्यादा पढ़ते हो उतना ही ज्यादा सवाल आते हैं. फिर समय समय पे फिर दूसरे बार पढ़ोगे फिर और कोई आएंगे सवाल.
Yes. Magar, you got some clarity, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone has any other questions? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Hare
Srila
Krishna
Prabhupada
Prabhuji.
ki
Yeah,
jai.
Bhagavatam.
Yes,
Thank you so
Mata.
much for this nectarian class. I don't have any question, but yeah, the class was very wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you all
Krishna,
very
Prabhu.
much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Radha
Hare
Sarma
Krishna.
ji.
For
Lovely
your
class.
Hare
Thank you, Nikunja Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you all
Krishna.
very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarvescha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Koti Vaishnavi ki jai.
Jai.
Namacharya Srimad Das Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
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 Grace Nila Govinda Das Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hari
Prabhuji.
Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, Prabhuji taking a class from Hyderabad. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
When are you
Please
coming
take care
back,
of your
Prabhuji?
health. Hare Krishna.
When are you coming back, Prabhuji?
May 6th.
May 6th. Oh, very nice. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare